What's your favorite scary movie?
I guess The Amazing Bulk. Pretty fucking terrifying.
Ew! What the fuck? Amazing Bulk, that is fucked up. Ugh. Jesus. Ugh. Sorry, scary movies. Is that a good enough opening? No? Okay, I'm sorry. Let's get to the review. Hey guys, welcome back to the Great Ones channel, and welcome back to our movie review series. And the movie I'm reviewing today is the first new horror film that I have seen in 2022. Yeah, wow, yeah, wow. That was dumb. It's the fifth movie in this franchise. A lot of people get stabbed. Yep, just like that. And the movie is... Okay, I'm sorry, it's Scream. 2022. It's now been 11 years since the release of Scream 4, and now we're getting a fifth movie. What the hell? And this new movie is obviously introducing some new characters while bringing back some old characters, and of course, there is a Ghostface killer on the loose. It does feel very familiar to what the 2018 Halloween movie did, you know, bringing back the whole Halloween franchise and bringing back some old characters while introducing some new characters. Scream is pretty much doing the same thing now, and it's very aware of it. Yeah, I thought it'd be a lot of fun. I said, fuck it, let's go check it out. So, what did I think of Scream 5, Scream 2022, or whatever the fuck? It's definitely another Scream movie. That's how I felt when the movie ended. It's just kind of like another Scream movie. I rewatched all 4 Scream movies before seeing this, and it just feels like another Scream movie. It's not, when the movie ended, I wasn't like, oh my god. I was just kind of like, yeah, it's pretty fun. Just another Scream movie. And like I said, it is a pretty fun movie. I did have a good time most of the time watching this movie. It's pretty fun. So, yeah, let's start talking about some of the stuff I liked. Straight off the bat, the kills in this movie are pretty fucking brutal. There are some kills that they're not too bad, they're okay, but there's some other kills that are just like, ooh, no thank you, ew, very, very brutal. And, yeah, it was a lot of fun to watch. But like I said, there were some kills that were, it was okay, it was fine, but there were other kills that were just like, ugh. And, Ghostface himself was a lot of fun, you know, when he popped up and stuff and doing all his killings, it was fun. And then, you know, him calling his victims with the same voice actor who did Ghostface in the other movies. What's his name? Roger L. Jackson, I think. Yeah, he came back, the same voice actor is back, and he did a really good job. Hearing his voice again was a lot of fun, and him just taunting the characters and stuff was so much fun. Seriously, you don't want to get a call from him. Or law.
I hear you like horror movies.
But I would say, though, the kills in this movie aren't as brutal as, like, Scream 4. I'd say that movie's, like, a little bit more brutal with its kills and stuff. This movie's still pretty brutal, but I'd say Scream 4 is, like, a little bit more brutal. So it's not the most brutal Scream movie, but it's still pretty fucked up in a lot of scenes, and it was a bit of fun. So, yes, and the big twist at the end, because every single Scream movie has a twist at the end. The reveal of the killer. I'm not too crazy about it. It's nothing where I'm just like, holy fuck, like, oh my god. It's just like the type of twist you would expect in a Scream movie. You would expect this type of twist in a Scream movie. I'm not going to say what it is, spoiler-free review, but I'm not too crazy about it. It's like an okay little twist thing. It's kind of fun, but it's kind of weird at the same time. It's just the type of twist you would expect in a Scream movie, which I guess makes it okay, but still. Yeah, it was a fun little twist, but I don't know. I'm not too crazy about it, but it was fine. It was a bit of fun seeing some of the OGs again, you know, like Sidney Prescott. You know, it's been, 11 years since we saw her in Scream 4, and seeing her again was a lot of fun. And she was a bit of a badass in a lot of scenes. And Gail again was, she did a little bit in this movie, and, yeah, she was okay. And Dewey was also, he was really good in this movie. And just seeing him with, like, the new characters and trying to help them out with this Ghostface situation made Dewey a lot more likable. And, yeah, he was really cool in this movie. He was also a bit of a badass in a lot of scenes. And, yeah, he was a lot of fun. But there is a part of me that kind of wishes we saw them more of them like together with each other. You know, Sydney and Gail and Dewey, they all got some really good stuff to do, but mainly Sydney and Dewey, they got some really cool stuff to do. And it would have been cool to just see them like together more. It would have been nice. I know you got to focus on like the new characters, but I just wanted to see them again. I wanted to see them together. But yeah, Sydney and Dewey, they were really cool in this movie. They got some really badass, cool stuff to do in this movie. And Gail, she also got some pretty good stuff to do in this movie, and she also had some pretty funny lines, so I can say that about her. So yeah, it was good to see them again. And obviously we are introduced to some new characters, like this girl whose name was like Sam Carpenter, who's basically like the main character in this movie. She was okay. She was cool. She was pretty likable. Yeah, she wasn't too bad. And yeah, some of the new characters were not too bad. You know, you do feel like when they're being attacked by Ghostface, you kind of like, oh, I don't want you to die, man. Like, you do feel the suspense and stuff when they're being attacked by Ghostface. And yeah, you know, this movie is very meta, as a lot of people say, because that's what all the Scream movies does, is like make fun of itself. And this movie continues that. And whenever this movie is talking about toxic fans and, you know, how over-the-top fans can be about movies nowadays, and how movies are nowadays, and how serious they are with movies like The Babadook or Hereditary, I love those scenes so much. They were so much fun to watch, just talking about how horror movies are today. It was a lot of fun. This movie was literally like making fun of itself at times. It was so good. I love that. I love that stuff. Like those like parts in the movie. It was so good. And of course there was some nice callbacks to the original Scream movies, you know, just like, you know, it's like the same lines, like, I'll be right back.
He's dead.
Or literally, like, it's taking place in the same house that the house in Scream 1 took place in, you know, Stu's house. That's not a spoiler. It was shown in the trailers and the posters, so not a spoiler. I'm sorry if you didn't know that already. But yes, it takes place in Stu's house in Scream 1. So yeah, a lot of like fan service in this movie, a lot of callbacks, and it was fun to see because I do like myself some fan service and callbacks. It's fun. I'm sorry, it's a lot of fun. And for right now, that's all I'm going to say about my positives with Scream 5. That's all I can really say for right now. So now let's start getting into some stuff that... issues. One little issue that I wasn't expecting to have was the way the movie was shot at times. I think the camera was just a little too close to the characters at times. If it's like a big, intense, crazy scene or something, I feel like the camera was just a little too close to what was happening, and I just, it was a little too shaky and too close, and I just... for some reason, wasn't the biggest fan of the way this movie was shot. I don't know. It's just like there were times where the camera was just too close, you know, too close to like the face or something. I don't know. And then the camera would just be moving too much when there's like a really intense scene like this or something. Like, whoa, whoa. And yeah, I don't know. Just times where the camera was just too shaky and too close. And I don't know. It's weird. That's how I felt watching the movie. And some characters, mainly the new characters, some of the new characters make some really dumb decisions, some really odd decisions where I'm just like, don't do that. You do not realize how suspicious that is. That is so sus. Don't do that. So some characters make some really odd, dumb decisions, it's mainly on the new characters though, which is kind of sucks. And there was actually one death scene in this movie that I was actually kind of disappointed with because I didn't really want the character to die. I wanted to see more of that character. I won't get into spoilers, but there was just one death scene in this movie that I was kind of disappointed with because I wanted to see more of that character. So yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird. I was actually disappointed with a death scene. I was like, damn, man, you had to kill them off. So, yeah. But little minor nitpicks, you know, what I've already said, like, you know, getting to see more of the OG characters would have been kind of nice. Yeah, we've gone to see them in 4 movies now. It doesn't really matter all that much, so it's not too bad. And you know, some of the new characters don't really get much to do in this movie. Therefore, you don't really care about them. There's some that they don't really do anything in the movie, so you just don't really care much about some of the new characters. I'm obviously, like I said, not like you know, crazy about the twist of the movie, the reveal at the end. And, you know, I'm not too crazy about it. It's not bad. It's just like I'm not too crazy about it. And I guess because I was expecting a bit more to see at the end of the movie. I guess I was expecting a lot more, but it was a fun little twist. And the movie does have some really good stuff. It is trying to be a Scream movie that like fits in well with how horror movies are like today, and like fitting into the world in 2022, trying to be like more being like, you know, a lot more technology and stuff, trying to be like that, which is a really fun idea to do in a Scream movie, and also just like making fun of every other horror movie that we get nowadays. It was really fun, and it makes the movie a lot more funner, and just it's still a fun movie. So yeah, Scream 5 is a really fun Scream movie with some new and likable characters, and having the OGs come back was really fun, and a lot of fan service and callbacks, and, you know, the movie focusing on like what horror movies are like nowadays, and a lot of stuff is in this movie, and I really had a good time. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, Scream 5 is a fun movie. And do I recommend to go watch Scream 5? Well, if you're a massive Scream fan, give it a try. You gotta watch it, man. You have to if you're a massive fan of this franchise. And if you want to get the full experience to watch this movie, yeah, I'd say the first movie and the fourth movie, like a lot of people say, I guess. Yeah, there are some, you know, like Judy Hicks, who was a character from the fourth movie, is in here, so, you know, just, there's that. I don't know. I'd just say, if you want to go see a fun horror movie with a lot of, you know, callbacks to the original movies and a lot of brutal kills from our one and only Ghostface and all that shit, go see the movie and you'll hopefully enjoy it and be a little spooked. Alrighty guys, this is going to be the end of my review of Scream 5. I'm sorry for the background noise, it's raining really badly out there, so let's end this video quickly. So thank you guys so much for watching. Press your comments down below what you guys thought of Scream 5 if you've seen it already. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye!